There is a silent power in those who master themselves. They do not react to the noise of the world, nor do they allow others to pull their strings like a puppet. Instead, they move with purpose, unshaken, unreadable, and in full command of their presence. But in a world obsessed with validation, where emotions are worn on sleeves and every thought is broadcasted, how do you cultivate this quiet strength? How do you become the person who cannot be manipulated, whose presence alone demands respect? Today, we will uncover the timeless strategies of the Stoics, those who walked through chaos yet remained untouchable. If you've ever felt the weight of others' opinions, the sting of disrespect, or the frustration of being misunderstood, this is for you. Comment below, "I am a strong Stoic," and commit to watching until the end. This journey is not just about learning, it's about transformation. Let's begin. 1. Master your emotions. Imagine standing in the midst of a storm, fierce winds howling, rain pounding relentlessly. Yet, at the center, there is stillness. That stillness is you. That is what it means to master your emotions. Most people go through life at the mercy of their feelings, reacting impulsively to every slight, every inconvenience, every unexpected turn. They let anger flare up at insults, frustration boil over at setbacks, and fear paralyze them in the face of uncertainty. But a Stoic knows better. A Stoic understands that emotions are like waves, powerful, but passing. You don't suppress them, you observe them. You control how you respond. Do not let others manipulate your emotions. There is a dangerous mistake many make, allowing others to dictate how they feel. Someone insults you and you burn with anger. Someone ignores you and you feel worthless. Someone challenges you and your confidence crumbles. But ask yourself, who is truly in control here? Is it you, or are you just a puppet dancing to the strings others pull? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the foundation of emotional mastery. You cannot control what others say or do, but you can always control how you respond. If you are quick to anger, quick to be hurt, quick to react, you are not free. You are a prisoner of your own emotions. A truly powerful person is not the one who shouts the loudest or fights the hardest, but the one who remains composed when others lose control. They do not need to prove their strength. It is evident in their silence, in their calm, in their ability to remain unmoved by provocation. Project confidence through your presence. Emotional mastery is not just about restraint, it is about presence. A Stoic carries themselves with quiet confidence, unaffected by the turbulence of others. Their energy is steady, their gaze unwavering, their demeanor unshaken. Think of the great leaders, the true warriors of history: Julius Caesar, Marcus Aurelius, even modern figures of discipline and resilience. Their power was not in their words alone, but in their ability to remain firm under pressure, to face adversity without flinching. When you control your emotions, you project strength. And strength commands respect. Daily practices to master your emotions. Mastery is not achieved overnight. It is built through daily discipline. Here are 3 Stoic practices to cultivate emotional control. Meditation and reflection. Each morning or evening, reflect on your emotions. What made you angry? What made you anxious? What made you feel weak? Recognizing your triggers is the first step to controlling them. Controlled breathing. When emotions surge, Pennsylvania use. Take slow, Delaware EP breaths. This simple act disrupts the automatic reaction cycle and allows you to regain control before responding. The Journal of a Stoic. Marcus Aurelius kept a private journal where he examined his thoughts and reactions. Writing down your emotions forces you to detach from them, to analyze them with logic rather than impulse. The power of emotional resilience. There will always be people who test your patience, situations that stir frustration, and moments that threaten your peace. But remember, no one can shake you unless you allow them to. The world does not dictate your emotions. You do. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, do not react, observe. The next time you feel fear, do not run, breathe. The next time frustration rises, do not lash out, smile, because that is true strength. 2. Maintain an unshakable presence. There is something powerful about a person who stands firm and bothered, unwavering, and deeply rooted in their own being. They do not flinch under pressure, nor do they shrink when confronted. Their presence alone demands respect. It is not arrogance, nor is it intimidation. It is something far greater in stability. But how does one cultivate such an unshakable presence? In a world that constantly seeks to shake us, a world filled with distractions, criticism, and the expectations of others, the answer lies in mastering your posture, your mindset, and your silence. Confidence in every situation. Stoic does not walk into a room seeking approval. They do not adjust themselves to fit into the expectations of others. Instead, they move with certainty, carrying themselves with quiet confidence. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, yet known for his composure and restraint. Despite ruling an empire, he did not boast, nor did he allow the chaos of war and politics to disturb his inner world. His power was not in grand displays of dominance, but in his ability to remain steadfast amidst turmoil. This is the essence of unshakable presence, being so grounded in yourself that the opinions and actions of others have no power over you. When you enter a room, do so with purpose. Keep your posture straight, your gaze steady, and your movements deliberate. Let your silence speak louder than words. Do not waver under pressure. People will test you. They will challenge your beliefs, measure your silence, and attempt to provoke a reaction. This is where many fail, allowing themselves to be pulled into unnecessary battles, Delaware fending their worth to those who do not deserve an explanation. Epictetus, once a slave, became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. He was beaten, Rhode Island ridiculed, and treated as less than human. Yet he remained unbroken. He understood that external events were beyond his control, but his response to them was entirely his own. The next time someone attempts to shake you, remember this: you do not owe the world a reaction. Strength is found in restraint. When provoked, remain still. When doubted, do not explain. Let your actions, your results, and your presence be your response. The power of silence in a world where everyone rushes to speak. Silence is a weapon. The more you say, the more you reveal. The more you reveal, the easier you are to predict and manipulate. The strongest individuals understand this. They do not speak to be heard. They speak only when necessary. Their words carry weight because they are rare, California calculated, and intentional. Consider the greatest military strategists, the wisest philosophers, the most respected leaders. Their power does not come from loud voices or boastful claims, but from their ability to control when and how they engage. Practice this in your own life. The next time someone expects a reaction, give them silence. The next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, resist. Let your presence be enough. Building an unshakable presence. True presence is not about impressing others, it is about mastering yourself. Here's how you cultivate it. Perfect your posture. Stand tall, move with purpose, and carry yourself as if you already own the space you occupy. Control your reactions. Do not let external forces dictate your inner state. You decide what deserves your attention and energy. Embrace the power of silence. Speak less, observe more. Let others feel the weight of your presence before they hear your voice. There is no greater power than being untouchable, not because you fight every battle, but because you choose which battles are worth your time. Stay still. Stay firm. Stay unshaken. 3. Act instead of speaking. The world is filled with people who talk grand promises, empty declarations, and endless justifications. But the ones who truly leave a mark, the ones who shape their own fate, do not waste time explaining. They act. A Stoic understands this truth. Words are cheap, but action is undeniable. A person can claim to be disciplined, but if they sleep in every morning, their actions tell the real story. Someone can swear they are strong, but if they fold under pressure, their weakness is exposed. In the end, it is not what you say, but what you do that defines you. Let action define your value. Think of a craftsman. He does not spend hours boasting about his skills. He simply creates. His work speaks for itself. A warrior does not announce his strength or proves it in battle. A wise man does not argue his intelligence, his decisions reveal it. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, warned against those who talk much but do little. We do not need to talk much, but to act much. True power is found in silent execution. When you focus on action over words, people begin to take notice, not because you demand their attention, but because they cannot ignore results. Do not tell people you are changing change. Do not argue for respect, earn it. Results are louder than explanations. There will always be those who doubt you, those who criticize, Missouri CK, or try to undermine your progress. The weak waste time responding. The strong remain silent and let their success be the answer. Imagine a man who has been overlooked and underestimated. He could complain, he could demand recognition, or he could put his head down, sharpen his skills, and return stronger. And when he does, there is nothing left to say. Marcus Aurelius never needed to prove himself with words. As emperor, he ruled not through speeches, but through action. His discipline, his restraint, his ability to remain composed in the face of chaos. That is what made him great. If you feel ignored, underestimated, Oregon disrespected, remember this: Arguing for your worth is wasted breath. Instead, let your actions force the world to acknowledge you. Stop announcing, start moving, men. Many people make the mistake of thinking about their plans before they even begin. They tell the world about their goals, their ambitions, their dreams. But in doing so, they release the pressure that fuels action. They become satisfied with the illusion of progress instead of actual progress. A Stoic moves in silence. They do not announce because there is no need. They do not seek validation because they know that results will speak for them. The next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, to convince someone of your worth, to prove that you are changing, stop. Instead, redirect that energy into action. Let your silence be a mystery. Let your work be the proof. Master the discipline of silent action. Execute first. Speak later. Never talk about what you will do. Do it first. Then let the results speak. Embrace the quiet grind. Work in private. Improve in silence. The strongest moves are made where no one is watching. Let success be your response. Ignore the noise. Avoid unnecessary explanations. Those who matter will see the truth through your actions. The world listens to those who act. So stop seeking permission, stop waiting for recognition, and stop explaining yourself. Move in silence, build in the shadows, and emerge when your results are undeniable. Because the loudest statement you will ever make is made without a word. 4. Be patient and control your timing. Impatience is the enemy of mastery. In a world addicted to speed, where everyone wants instant success, immediate recognition, and quick results, the ability to endure, to persisters, become a rare and powerful skill. But patience is not just about waiting. It is about knowing when to act. It is about understanding that time is a tool, and those who master it dictate the pace of the game. A Stoic does not rush blindly into action. They observe, they calculate, and they strike only when the moment is right. They are not swayed by the urgency of the world, nor do they allow others to push them into hasty decisions. They control time rather than being controlled by it. The power of waiting for the right moment. Consider a skilled warrior. He does not swing his sword wildly in battle. He watches, he waits, he moves with precision. A single well-timed strike is worth more than 1,000 reckless blows. Life works the same way. The impatient waste energy on battles they should have avoided, on decisions made too soon, on opportunities chased before they were fully formed. The wise, however, understand that patience is not weakness, it is control. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, ruled through restraint. He knew that time reveals everything: who is loyal, who is deceitful, what is worth fighting for, and what should be ignored. Instead of reacting impulsively, he allowed events to unfold, making decisions with calm precision, never rushing, never hesitating, only acting when the moment demanded it. The same principle applies to your own life. If you are patient, you will see what others do not. You will recognize patterns, predict outcomes, and choose your battles wisely. Do not let others dictate your pace. Most people chase time, always rushing, always behind. But the Stoic controls time by moving deliberately, refusing to be hurried by external pressures. Think of a master chess player. He does not move just because his opponent is eager. He takes his time, forces them to wait, lets the tension build. He dictates the rhythm of the game. You must do the same. In negotiations, in arguments, in decision-making, never let others set your pace. Slow down. Breathe. Take control of the tempo. When you are in command of time, you are in command of the situation. Patience as a weapon. Patience is not passive. It is a weapon that exhausts opponents, reveals weaknesses, and strengthens your own position. Think of a battle. The side that acts out of desperation is the side that loses. The one that holds its ground, that waits until the enemy is tired, until opportunities reveal themselves, that is the side that wins. The same applies to success. Those who demand immediate results often burn out. They quit at the first setback. But those who play the long game, who build skill in silence, who embrace the slow process of mastery, these are the ones who cannot be stopped. A tree does not rush to grow, it rises with quiet certainty. The sun does not race across the sky, moves with unshaken purpose. Learn from them. Be steady. Be patient. And when the moment comes, strike with absolute precision. How to master time like a Stoic. Wait for the right moment. Not every opportunity is worth taking. Observe. Choose when to act with precision. Control the pace. Do not let urgency dictate your decisions. Move at your own rhythm. Endure without complaining. Strength is shown in patience. Those who can wait with discipline will outlast those who rush. Time is either your master or your servant. Choose wisely. 5. Do not overreact to insults. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult deserves a reaction. In life, you will be tested. People will throw words at you like stones, hoping to provoke a response, to pull you into their chows. But the moment you react, when you let anger control you, when you argue, when you allow someone's words to dictate your emotions, you hand them power. A Stoic does not fall into this trap. A Stoic remains still, unmoved, untouchable, because in the end, what is an insult? Just words, nothing more. Why do we react? Most people respond to insults out of ego. They feel the need to defend their name, their worth, their dignity. But ask yourself, does an insult truly define you? If a fool calls you weak, does that make you weak? If a bitter person mocks your ambitions, does that diminish them? Epictetus, a man born into slavery, endured humiliation throughout his life. Yet he understood one thing. If someone speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but say instead, "He did not know the rest of my faults." Oregon, he would not have mentioned only these. This is the essence of emotional control. When someone insults you, let them. Their words do not change your reality, only your reaction does. The power of not reacting. Imagine two men standing in a marketplace. One yells, insults, and throws accusations. The other remains silent. California LM, unaffected. Who appears stronger? Who truly holds power? The one who does not react. When you refuse to be moved by provocation, You expose the weakness of the person attacking you. They expect a reaction. They crave it. But when you deny them this satisfaction, their insults lose meaning. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, faced constant criticism. Yet his response? Silence, indifference. He understood that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The world is full of people who seek to trigger your emotions, to make you feel small so they can feel powerful. But what happens when their words fall on deaf ears? When their insults meet nothing but stillness? They become powerless, turning insults into strength. Stoic does not just ignore insults, they use them. Every insult is an opportunity to test your composure, to strengthen your resolve, to prove to yourself that you are in control. Do not take it personally. An insult reveals more about the person speaking it than the one receiving it. Their words are a reflection of their own frustrations, insecurities, and weaknesses. Transform it into motivation. Let their doot, their mockery, their attempts to belittle you fuel your discipline. Let success be your response. Embrace the power of silence. The strongest statement you can make is no statement at all. When you refuse to engage, you rise above. The greatest warriors do not fight every battle. The strongest minds do not react to every provocation. So the next time someone tries to shake you with their words, do not respond with anger. Do not justify yourself. Do not lower yourself to their level. Simply smile, stay silent, and walk away. Because nothing frustrates a fool more than being ignored. 6. Control the information others know about you. A man who speaks too much gives away his power. A man who remains silent, revealing only what is necessary, Colorado controls the game. In a world where people eagerly expose their thoughts, plans, and emotions, the one who withholds remains unpredictable, unreadable, unshakable. The Stoics understood this well. They knew that cannot is leverage, and the less others know about you, the less they can use against you. Do not give away your strategia. King does not reveal his battle plans before the war begins. A wise man does not announce his ambitions before they are realized. Yet, in today's world, people constantly expose their next move seeking validation, approval, Oregon recognition. Seneca warned against this, writing, "Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones." In other words, do not be so eager to share your victories or your goals. Some will envy you. Some will sabotage you. Others will pretend to support you while secretly hoping for your downfall. Move in silence. Let them wonder. Share only what is necessary. You do not owe the world your full story. You do not need to explain your thoughts, justify your choices, or reveal your weaknesses. Marcus Aurelius, despite being Emperor of Rome, was a deeply private man. His journal, known as Meditations, was never meant for public reading. It was his inner dialogue, a place where he could reflect without fear of judgment or manipulation. In contrast, those who share too much leave themselves vulnerable. Their emotions are exposed, their insecurities laid bare. And once people know where to strike, they will. Control what you reveal. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Become a mystery that others cannot solve. There is power in being unreadable. When people cannot predict your next move, they cannot prepare against it. When they do not know what affects you, they cannot manipulate you. Think of the most respected figures in history, the warriors, the philosophers, the leaders. They did not move recklessly. They spoke when necessary, acted with precision, and never gave away more than required. Your life should be the same. Keep your plans quiet. Share selectively. Let your results speak louder than your words, because the less they know, the stronger you remain. 7. Act in silence. Lions do not announce their hunt. Warriors do not shout before battle. The strongest moves are made in silence, unseen, unnoticed, until the victory is undeniable. Yet, in today's world, people are obsessed with broadcasting their progress, seeking validation before they have even achieved anything. They talk about their goals before taking the first step, reveal their plans before they are fully formed, and in doing so, they weaken themselves. A Stoic understands the value of silent action. They do not need applause to move forward. They do not seek permission to succeed. They act quietly, insistently, relentlessly until the results speak for themselves. Why silence is strength. The moment you announce your plans, you invite interference. Some will doubt you, some will discourage you, and some, whether out of jealousy or fear, will actively work against you. Even worse, speaking about your goals can create a false sense of accomplishment, making you feel as if you've already succeeded before you've done the work. That is why the greatest achievements are built in silence. You do not need to declare your intentions. You need only to execute them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic rulers, understood this well. He never sought praise, nor did he waste words on empty promises. Instead, he led by example, proving his wisdom through action, not speeches. His philosophy was simple. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Let your work speak for itself. Think of the most respected figures in history, the true masters of their craft. Did they beg for recognition? Did they constantly seek approval? No. They focused on the work, perfecting their skill in the shadows until their success was too great to ignore. Leonardo da Vinci spent years quietly studying, sketching, experimenting before revealing his masterpieces. Samurai warriors trained in solitude, mastering their discipline long before stepping onto the battlefield. These figures understood that greatness is not built on words, it is forged in relentless, silent effort. If you want to transform your life, stop talking about it. If you want to be stronger, train in silence. If you want to be respected, let your actions demand it. Mastering the art of silent action. Work in the shadows. Progress does not need an audience. True mastery happens when no one is watching. Resist the urge to announce. Talking about success before it happens weakens your resolve. Let the results reveal themselves. Embrace the long game. Silent action is not about speed, it is about consistency. The slowest moving force can still be the most powerful. A tree does not boast as it grows. The ocean does not explain its depth. And you do not need to prove yourself through words. Move in silence, work in the dark, and let success be the only sound they hear. 8. Live true to yourself. Most people spend their lives wearing masks, shaping themselves to fit expectations, bending to the will of others, hiding their true nature in fear of rejection. But a life lived for others is not a life at all. It is a performance, exhausting and hollow. A Stoic rejects this illusion. They live as they are, not as the world demands them to be. Because true strength is not found in pleasing others, is found in standing firm in your own truth, regardless of who approves or disapproves. Do not seek validation, seek integrity. Why do so many people struggle to live authentically? Because they fear being judged, misunderstood, or disliked. They shape their words, their actions, and even their dreams to align with what is acceptable, what is praised, what is easy. But in doing so, they betray themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Ask yourself, are you living for yourself or for the approval of others? If your choices are dictated by fear of judgment, then your life is not truly your own. The world will always have opinions. Some will admire you, some will misunderstand you, others will criticize you no matter what you do. But none of that matters. What matters is whether you can look in the mirror and recognize the person staring back at you. Authenticity commands respect. There is something undeniable about a person who lives without pretense. They do not seek attention, yet they draw it. They do not beg for respect, yet they receive it. Why? Because authenticity is rare. A Stoic does not need to prove themselves to anyone. They do not boast. They do not exaggerate. They do not pretend to be something they are not. They simply are. Think of the great figures of history, the ones who shaped the world, who left their mark. Were they people who desperately sought approval? No. They walked their own path, spoke their own truth, and let the world adjust. The same applies to you. When you live honestly without apology, you become someone others cannot manipulate. You are no longer controlled by opinions, by expectations, or by fear. You are free. Live by your own code, Seneca once said. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. This is the essence of a Stoic life. You do not change to fit the world. You shape your world to align with your values. If something does not align with your principles, reject it. If people pressure you to conform, stand firm. If society tells you who you should be, Delaware side for yourself. Live with truth, live with purpose, and never trade your authenticity for acceptance. Because at the end of the day, when the noise fades and the masks fall away, the only person you must answer to is yourself. Strength is not found in noise, but in silence. Power is not in reacting, but in restraint. Freedom is not in seeking approval, but in living true to yourself. The Stoic path is not easy, but it is simple. Master your emotions. Move with purpose. Act in silence. Control what you reveal. Be patient. Be unshaken. And above all, be real. If this wisdom speaks to you, commit to the journey. Let these principles shape your mindset, your actions, your life. Because the world does not reward those who talk, the world remembers those who act. Subscribe to the channel for more Stoic insights. Comment below, I choose strength over words. Share this with someone who needs it. Stay disciplined. Stay silent. Stay untouchable.